Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching The Inside Scoop. I'm your host, Steve Scanlon. Sitting next to me is my co-host, Bubba. Welcome, Bubba.
How you doing, Steve?
Doing pretty good. And sitting next to Bubba, to his left, is Joe. Welcome, Joe.
Hello.
As you are watching The Inside Scoop, and also I almost forgot to introduce her.
Emilia.
Emilia, okay. I thought it was Emily.
Emma Lily, that's her nickname, but that's her given name is Emilia. We'll call her Emma Lily if you want to.
Yeah, true.
Since Emily won't show up, he's replacing her.
True. So she's Emily's replacement.
Essentially, yes, because we're not hearing Emily either, so what's new not hearing Emily either.
True. Now, this weekend, the first weekend that this episode's going to air is Memorial Day weekend, as we would like to thank the veterans for all they've done and all they're doing now for the country. As Memorial Day parade is going to come back to Attleboro finally after a few years absence because of the coronavirus. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts for all the military personnel for what they've done for us.
I'm wearing this shirt tonight, Steve. My military shirt, one of them, and my several.
And I'm going to be watching on TV some of their Memorial Day services that they're going to be having over the weekend, Sunday and Monday. And plan on watching the parade live Monday over at, which ends at Cape and Park. Are you guys going to it, or you don't know?
I probably won't be going to it. I will not.
Okay.
I'll do large crowds.
How about you, Joe?
Probably not.
Okay. We put out front, on our front yard, American flags in support of the veterans.
Which is respectful.
And so, it's going to be good to see the parade once again. Okay, well, we got quite a few things. Before we get to those topics, I got some sad news. My mother passed away recently. And so, she was a fan over the years of this show and also the wrestling show that we used to have on here, on this channel. And I remember, I'm going to mention a couple things if that's okay with you guys. Mm-hmm. I remember a couple of when my brother Jay and I would be feuding. Once when she saw those episodes, I don't know if she thought it was for real, but boy, I got an earful from my parents from the stuff that I used to poo on my younger brother doing the wrestling tapings. Has that ever happened to you, Bubba? You messing around, do a work.
First of all, I don't have a younger brother.
Okay.
I'm the youngest. My brothers used to beat me up. All right, outright.
You're not getting sense.
I've had things that happen over the years. I mean, people rib me. People, of course, in the independent wrestling field rib me all the time, constantly, even to this day. But it's very respectful as you get older. Like myself, we generally mention, deaths first and birthdays. My birthday is coming up. By the next taping, I will have a birthday. I'll be 56.
Oh, happy birthday.
Yeah, June the 6th.
Birthday, I'm next.
And a lot of the wrestlers come over to me, and I mean, almost every wrestler at the show I was at this past weekend walked up to me and said hello to me. It's kind of like a respect for an older guy in the business. So it's I've gone through my dues. I mean, as you're younger, you see things happening. I mean, it's hard to explain that, but as you get older, people come up and respect you. I appreciate that. I mean, I say it every show. I mean, I joke and rib with you guys an awful lot, but I appreciate what Joey does. I appreciate what Steve does. I appreciate Double ACS for having us on that show. I appreciate so much. I have more respect for veterans in this country. Our freedom to have this freedom of speech and to have this show is because of veterans who fought and died for our freedom, who continue to protect our beautiful country. So again, as Steve reiterated, thank you very much to all veterans out there. Thank you for your services in this somber Memorial Day weekend. And on a personal note, okay, I'm going to come out of character again. I did this once before, all right? Folks, my name, everyone calls me Bubba. My name is Robert Burke, as you can see in the montage and reading on this. on a personal level, Steve. I met your mom maybe 5 or 6 times. Not many times. She was always very, very nice to me. Always a beautiful person to me. And when she passed, it hurt me as much as it probably hurt your family. And I barely knew the woman. To have raised her children the way she did, as good, decent, Catholic young men. I mean, I said about John. John was a nice guy. Your mom was always very nice to me the few times I met her. My thoughts and prayers are with you and your family during this somber time. Now I'll go back into my wrestling character of Bubba. God bless Alice Scanlon. Now I'm crying.
Okay, Joe, you have a list of recent deaths.
I've only got one.
Oh, you have a list of one?
That's it. Well, in 3 weeks, there's been several deaths, but just...
Not any that I've been familiar with, though, except for this one.
I got you. So who do you have on your list of a death?
Country music star Mickey Gilley.
I actually met Mickey Gilley, my house in New Smyrna Beach, Florida, about literally, one was 1.5 miles, one was 2/3 of a mile or less than that, to Mickey Gilley's old pub 44. And I met Mickey in there once. Just for briefest of moments, maybe 2 minutes or so, but 86, I believe he was, wasn't he?
I think so.
Yep, country singing legend. We had an actor too, was it Fred Ward who also passed away?
Yeah.
Yeah, Fred Ward was a really good actor that was out there.
Now, talking about country music, this ain't a death, but a concert happened recently, I think at Gillette Stadium, unless there was a Mansfield, Garth Brooks.
Yeah, Garth Brooks.
Last weekend.
Yes.
And it's good to see concerts once again happening, especially with a hold on everything with the coronavirus. And so it's good to finally be able to attend these concerts.
Okay, folks, Steve's phone's going off. I know he generally likes to order pizzas a lot. It's probably the driver saying he's here.
And
he's got to wait now.
text say that the pizza has arrived.
That's good. Well, he just has to wait now until we're all through with our taping.
I thought this wasn't a college show.
Pepperoni, mushroom.
Oh, here we go.
Extra large.
I got him on food. We were talking about deaths and country music. And
Okay, I'm sorry, I got distracted.
Right to food.
Yeah, but Garth Brooks, I mean, I know a few songs from him.
Yes, they are.
She's scaring me. And like I was saying, it's good to see now things getting back up. But again, it's like coronavirus cases will go down, then there'll be another surge.
Back up again.
Then down. But it's good to be able to get out and attend entertainment, whether it's concerts, independent wrestling, WWE. As a matter of fact, in a few minutes when we talk about wrestling, my younger brother and Emily ended up going to that last WWE pay-per-view.
Yes.
What was it, Joe? I forgot.
Backlash. Emily, who doesn't like wrestling, she supposedly, but she still went to the live show with Dad.
Yeah, I think they probably wanted to spend time with Daddy.
That's possible. I mean, I know you. Brother Jay works crazy hours at work overnights and doesn't see much of him because of the way it works out.
Yeah, because she's in school during the daytime.
And he's sleeping
Or
with him.
supposedly she's in school during the daytime. That's her attendance.
No, you know Emily's an honor roll student.
Yes,
She's an excellent student.
Yes.
Very smart. I miss Emily on this show.
Yeah.
We could be getting rid of Steve, but...
Oh, boy.
Then I
need to improve then.
Wait a minute. Well, we can get rid of Joe.
Excuse me?
Well, like
Wait a minute, if you get rid of me, then how are you going to get all this
Penny.
stuff?
Like a bad
gave you
penny, he
lists.
returns.
No, I said we're all an integral part of this show.
Yeah.
All right, now let's go back on the subject for a second.
Okay.
Go ahead.
With okay, you mentioned your death. Any birthdays, Joe, listed?
Not that I can know of. Oh, there is one other thing. This past Monday was the 23rd anniversary of Owen Hart's death.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, that's also would have been my sister's birthday, May 23rd. Now, ironically, in a somber note, tomorrow's the anniversary of her death. She died 3 days after her birthday, so that's tomorrow, May 26th. So, but I keep telling people, go on Wrestling Forum. Vic Augusta puts wrestlers out there as birthdays almost daily. I can't remember all of them. It's been a few weeks since we had shows.
Actually, I just saw on Facebook today, I think it's under the wrestling thing, that it said it was Roman Reigns' birthday today, I think. Or was it yesterday?
Do we have to acknowledge him now?
No.
Okay, I'll still acknowledge him. He's a great wrestler. I mean, Joe Inoue. Was he 34, I think?
I don't know how old he
I don't know how old the man is, but happy birthday, Roman Reigns. I don't think he watches our show, but oh, and something again, I'm going into a little totally off subject here. I know this man does not watch our show, but he's influenced a lot of our lives for many, many years, over 40 years. Today is Harvey Leonard, Channel 5 Chief Meteorologist's last day. He's retiring from the entertainment world and from tell us the weather. Been doing this for over 40 years. I mean, we're losing a lot of these legends that they're just retiring. They're getting old, they want to retire.
That guy's worked for different TV channels.
He worked for Channel 7 for years. Now he's worked for Channel 5 for a while. But, you know, I know he doesn't watch our show, but if all you folks out there who've admired and listened to Harvey Leonard, thank you very much, Harvey, for telling us the weather for 3/4 of my life, at least, or 4/5 of my life. Thank you very much, sir, for your service. Good.
Okay, anything else, Joe, before we get to the wrestling segment?
No.
Well, we should mention briefly the Red Sox right now, kind of on a tear. They've won the last 6 games. They're actually
that's good that they're winning again.
I mean,
they weren't doing so well a week ago.
Their pickup that was doing terrible. Story, the second baseman, had been hitting the cover off the ball. He's got like 6 homers and 15 RBIs the last 5 games. He was Player of the Week last week in American League. The guy was hitting like 190. He's hitting like 240 right now, but he's got like 32 RBIs. He's just been lighting it up everywhere for the last few games. It's been crazy. It's like a complete 180 turnaround for that man. That may be some of the spark of their success. And JD Martinez is hitting like 366, leading the American League. So, I mean, hopefully things are starting to come together for the Red Sox. And we're going to briefly mention the Celtics.
Oh, yeah.
At 2-2.
Doing good in this series.
They're doing okay. I mean, they lost a tough game by 8 points. They lost one of the games. They got kind of blown out the first game. And then they smoked them the third game. I mean, crushed them the fourth game. Crushed them. Hopefully they can keep the momentum going. They get 2 more games to go. They can go to the NBA Finals. Go Celtics.
How about the Bruins? How are they doing?
Well, the Bruins lost their series and they're out. They lost their Game 7.
Okay.
They're out. Again, there's another person who's played for Boston Bruins for many years. Patrice Bergeron, his career right now is in limbo. We don't know what's up with him because his contract is up and they think he might retire. He's been a Bruin for, I think, 16 years now, 17 years. He's leading scorer on the team. I mean, he's another guy. I never met him, but I would personally thank him for his years of entertaining us hockey fans. I mean, I love all sports, so I could talk sports with you guys for the whole show.
Even golf and tennis?
Yes, I like golf. I like tennis.
Wow, okay.
I mean, Tiger Woods didn't do good the last tournament. Virtual. Even the guy who's ranked number 1 didn't do well the last golf tournament, but I'm not delving into it. I mean, NASCAR, I'll watch different things, but, you know, I mean, I watch Holy Moly on TV, the fake mini golf. It's funny, makes me laugh. I wish Joey would be on that show. I could picture you doing that for some reason.
Miniature golf is fun.
Yes, it is. Very good. You're like going to 19 years old though, when it's pizza night. Anyway.
Last time I played was 2 years ago, I believe.
That's because you were kicked off most courses. So am I. Well, we have a few minutes left. Before we even delve into your listing here, let's go to my independent updates.
Okay.
And the last few weeks I've been to a few different shows. RWA's had 2 shows since the last time I've been here. They had one at the end of the last month, and they had one a week or so ago. Excellent wrestling shows. It's on Willett Street in Riverside, which is in East Providence area. I believe they have matches coming up again on the 11th of June. The 10th of June is Hudson. Is going to be LPW, which we've been to before. It's in a new venue in the Elks Lodge on 99 Park Street in Hudson. That's a $15 show because RWA is only a $10 show. The NWWE, the National Wrestling Extreme, the one we go to in Pawtucket, in Woonsocket, just had a show this past Saturday. Good card. There was over 100 people there. Good to see crowds building back up again too. I met Sergeant Slaughter, going to a Hall of Famer. 73-year-old man, still looks like in good shape. That was a great card. They have another matches coming up, I believe, on the 25th of June. They're going to Bridgewater. Go on the independent wrestling sites. Go on independentwrestling.com, and they'll toggle you around. They'll move you around to different people. Like this weekend, NCW has got the 25-year anniversary in Dedham on Eastern Avenue. It's coming up this Friday night. I will be attending that show. Wrestling is just, again, just like your Steve, just like your country music and your concerts is back in full swing. You have, KLX is the North Shore. There's different promotions popping up. Masked Gladiators has a match coming up, I think the 12th of June, which is a Sunday, rare Sunday show. But they did that because some of their talent's working on the 11th. Some of it's working on the 10th up in Hudson. Masked Gladiators is the one that's in Fairhaven. That's one that Davey Smith puts on. Support your local independent wrestling. I've been doing it. That's why I'm doing this show. For $25 or less, that's the most I've ever paid in this area for a ticket. It's $25 or less. It's often only $10. It's $10 to go to Masked Gladiators. It was $20 to go to NWWE. It was. I think I paid $15, like I said, to go to LPW in Hudson. Support your local independent wrestling. Go on the websites, folks. Get the addresses. I know some of you don't know the addresses. I know them because I go to a lot of these venues. I try to help promote it and push independent wrestling. Thank you for letting me say that about independent wrestling. Now, let's get to the pro stuff. We have a few minutes left.
Hey, Joe, we had Backlash pay-per-view that happened recently. I don't think we mentioned the results, did we?
No.
Okay.
That's why we'll let Joe talk here now.
I'm going to read these in the order that the matches. Cody versus Rollins 2. Cody won.
It's a great match.
Second match was Lashley against Omos. Omos won with a little help from his manager.
MVP.
We have AJ Styles versus Edge. Edge won.
Yes, with Rhea Ripley's help. Rhea Ripley joined the Judgment Day.
I'm surprised. I've never seen that happening. I was surprised that she joined. I'm glad she joined.
I know she turned heel, and the rumors on the internet is that Tommaso Ciampa may be joining their faction soon too.
Oh.
SmackDown Women's title, Charlotte versus Ronda. Ronda won, the new champion.
Yes, which we all called.
Now this one I'm going to enjoy. This one. Madcap Moss against Corbin, and Madcap won. That was the only one that called that one.
And yes, you are the only one who called Madcap winner. I think we all picked. I think we picked Corbin, Steve.
Corbin, yeah.
So I'm gonna listen to Joey more.
That's not.
Anyway.
And the main event was RK Bro and Drew McIntyre against the Usos and Roman Reigns.
And I called the Bloodline. No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Now there's recently there have been rumors that Randy Orton is suffering from back injuries.
Randy Orton, every time this year in June, takes time off. He's taking time off. I think it's a kayfabe injury. I think he's just taking some time off. Of course, folks who watch wrestling regularly, the Usos have beaten RK Bro, and they're now the unified champions. So the Bloodlines have all the titles, everything. It's all with the Bloodline. I like what the WWE's doing. They're pushing the faction. I mean, it's a heel faction, but they're giving them all the titles. Love them or hate them, they're all great workers. I mean, we mentioned Roman Reigns' birthday. The Usos, I think, are one of the best tag teams in WWE. Love them or hate them. They're great wrestlers and great workers. But that whole last card, I think the last card was one of the better full cards we've had in a while. It was just great matches all around. I know Madcap Moss is hurt right now because he got hurt by Baron Corbin.
Yeah, by helping his trophy.
And yeah, and Baron Corbin destroyed the Andre the Giant trophy. I mean, destroyed it, mangled it.
This past, I'm sorry, is there more?
Well, we got the part of the preview of the next pay-per-view.
Let's go into that quick, Steve, and then we'll
Oh yeah. Then I wanted to talk a little bit about Monday Night Raw.
yes.
The Hell in a Cell pay-per-view a week from Sunday. First match is a Hell in a Cell match. Cody and Rollins 3.
That should be a barn burner of a match. Those two guys have been ripping it apart each other.
I'm gonna want to do predictions.
Yeah, might as well.
Okay, I mean, I hate to go against my better judgment, but I'm gonna go with Seth Rollins on this one, only because Cody Rhodes already have 2 wins over him. I think
I'm going with Cody Rhodes to win and take the trifecta, take it down.
I'm going with Cody at 3 for 3.
Because I think the WWE is really giving him a huge push right now. So.
I think, not to interrupt you, Joe, but I think a lot of us would like to see Cody Rhodes win their WWE championship.
I'd like to see him win something small first, like the American title.
Well, yeah,
from Theory.
He did have that match, but Rollins cost him the match.
Yep.
Next, we got the Raw Women's title, triple threat. Bianca defending against Asuka and Becky.
Now, Becky won a match this past Monday night to be able to enter that match to make it a 3-way triple threat. I think
Asuka won the last Monday, a week ago, which was a great match. The one 2 weeks ago was a phenomenal wrestling match.
I'm going to go with Asuka for this match.
I'm going with Asuka too. I think Asuka's going to win the title.
I'm going to make that unanimous.
Wow, you can join us. So we all think Bianca Belair's going to drop the title?
This next one is going to have a stipulation. We're going to have to wait till this next coming Monday to find out the stipulation.
Yes.
Lashley against Omos again.
Yep, and that's going to be in a steel cage, I believe, again, is it not?
I know
Lashley gets to pick the stipulation.
Actually, Lashley lost the match because of Omos.
Oh, yeah, he did. Yeah, Omos got involved and tripped up Lashley and held him outside the ring. It was a count out.
So MVP's got to make the stipulation for the match.
I hope it's an I Quit match or a Falls Count Anywhere.
I'm gonna go with,
I think they might even do a Hell in a Cell, which wouldn't surprise me.
I'm going to go with Lashley for this match.
I'm going to surprise you. I'm going with Omos. I want Lashley, but I think Omos is going to win that match.
I got to go with the Almighty. That's all we got for...
You just go against me every time. That's all that matters.
Well, he's a good guy fan. He'll go with all the cases.
She's asking you what her opinion, but see, the only person she talks to is Joe. And he's ignoring her today.
Talking to me.
Huh?
You don't want to talk to me.
Blame her. I wouldn't talk to him either.
Looks like you're sitting on the couch tonight, Joe.
Yeah, right.
Okay, now back to Monday Night Raw.
Who's Raw?
There was a match. Was it a match? Yeah.
I hope there was a couple of them. It's wrestling. 3 hours.
Cody Rhodes against The Miz. Now, I want to bring something up. I got frustrated. I yelled at The Miz when he took a belt that was given to a fan by Cody Rhodes, then used it on Cody Rhodes. I thought it was disrespectful, and it was kind of heartbroken for him to take something away from a young fan. But afterwards, I was relieved and happy because Cody Rhodes ended up giving that belt that he gave a fan back to the fan. And I'm glad that he did that because I was kind of heartbroken to see a kid get something ripped from him that was given to him by by another wrestler who wanted to use it as a weapon. And I think I was on the phone with you, Joe, when that happened, or I called you shortly afterwards.
Oh, yeah, afterwards, probably.
Yeah, and I got your opinion on it. You totally agreed with me on that.
That must have been the beginning of the show because I missed the first 25 minutes.
Okay. Now, WWE pay-per-view Backlash happened in Providence.
Yeah.
And my niece Emily went there with my younger brother Jason, and they liked the show. Because I asked them how was the show, they liked it.
That was very good wrestling. Like I said earlier, all the matches were really good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what was the atmosphere like? Was it a full house? Did they tell you? Was it?
Well, they said that it wasn't sold out, but on their pay-per-view itself, they said it was a sold-out show. But they said there was empty seats there. But they said a lot of people did attend. And so they had a good turnout coming back to Providence. It's good to see them live again, but one downer is the prices of the tickets that they're charging.
It's almost doubled.
Yes.
I checked online. It's like some reason I won't go. That's why I keep mentioning these to our folks, our fans who watch the show up at the independent wrestling tickets to $25 and under. You can't go wrong. I mean, you're seeing live wrestling with, 11 matches. NCCW, granted, was $20 for the show, but you put 11 matches out there Saturday night. Beautiful night to have wrestling too. It was a little bit warm, but it wasn't super bad because it was at night.
Yeah.
It cooled off a lot. It was comfortable.
All right. Well, when is? I think you mentioned it was a week from the Sunday, their next pay-per-view.
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
Hopefully, we'll be getting some more matches going. Again, while we have these few seconds left, I want to thank WACS for having our show. I want to thank our director, James, who's filling in agently here and helping us to direct our show. I want to thank you, Steve, and Joe for your input always. I want to thank Emily for her input. She says more than Emily does. And I want to have I want to thank, well, not really thank God, but say, God bless you, Alice Scanlon, for having this fine gentleman, for having your brother John, Jay, Jim. I didn't know your other brothers had passed, but she was a beautiful woman. God bless you, Mama Scanlon. We're going to miss you. A lot of us are.
Until next time, folks, have a good 2 weeks. Bye.